Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you want to see how to complete this look, then just keep on watching. The first thing I'm going to start off by doing is adding primer to my lids. I just use my Fenty primer just because I don't have eye primer, but I'm going to pat that all over my lid, and then I'm going to go in with my NARS concealer in the shade Vanilla and apply that all over the remainder of my lid and just pat upwards, and then I'm gonna take the fluffy side and blend it out till it's all smooth. And sorry guys, in the middle of filming, my boyfriend asked for a kiss, but we're gonna dip into the 35O palette by Morphe, and we're gonna dip into that brown shade, and we're gonna lightly tap it into our crease and blend upwards softly. And as we're blending, we're going to drag whatever's remaining onto our brush into our inner corner of our eye. And since this is the first base and eyeshadow color that's added onto your lid, you want to make sure it's blended out smoothly so that way all the other colors can softly blend into the shades. And then next we're going to repeat the same steps on the other eye. So now that we are fully blended with the first shade, we're going to go back in with the same brown we started off with, and we're going to tap it onto our crease so that way it's more vibrant, because from blending out so much it tends to fade away the color a little bit, so we want to bring the color back. And you want to do the same steps that you did blending the first shade out. You want to add by tapping on the color versus just going in and blending it, because it's not just gonna stay. Then we're gonna go in with a clean fluffy brush and we're gonna blend all the edges together. Then going into the next brown shade, we're going to apply that in the outer corner of our eyelids, and we're going to again tap and softly blend it into the inner corner of our eye. The key to a good eyeshadow look is get you a tiny small brush like this. It works miracles. Then I'm going to take my eye makeup remover onto a Q-tip, and we're just going to clean out the area where we're going to create our cut crease at. And when you're creating a cut crease, you want to go a little bit above from where your actual eye crease is. So that way when you're doing your concealer onto your lid, it doesn't crease into your eye, and that way you can see it a little bit above. So then, like I said, going back with my concealer from NARS in the shade Vanilla, I'm going to pat it right along where I took the eyeshadow makeup off. As I'm spreading it along my eyelid, I'm going to pat it and drag it downwards, and I want to cover the entire lid where the eyeshadow is missing. Once I'm done concealing my lid, I'm going to take a flat fluffy brush and I'm going to pat it onto my eye so that way all the concealer is evenly blended throughout my eyelid. Once I am done evenly blending out the concealer, I'm going into the shade Icy by Daisy Marquez, and we're just going to pat it into the inner corner of our eyelid. Then going back into the Morphe 35O palette in the darker brown shade, we're going to blend that into the outer corner of our eyelid. Then going back into the first shade of brown that you use to create your crease, we're going to tap that into the middle of our eyelid and blend it into the white and the dark brown. And for myself, I like to use the tapping technique to blend it into the two shades, just because if I just smudge it on there, it's going to be harder to blend out. Then going back in with the eye makeup remover, we're going to create an eyeliner shape so that way we can add the concealer on top. And when you're adding the concealer to your lid, you want to make sure it's right where you removed the eyeshadow. Now this time, instead of adding the darker brown shade into the outer corner of our eye, we're going to start it off with the inner corner. When you're using the dark brown shade, you want to use it mostly in the inner corner and then fade it out towards the outer corner. And once you do that, you're going to take the lighter brown shade that you started off using into the middle of your lid. Once those two colors are blended together, we're going to go back in the shade Icy and we're going to add it to the outer part of our eyeliner and repeat the same process over again. Once I'm finished with the eyeliner part, I'm going to go into the shade Icy again, and I'm going to add that on top of where I started my crease at. And once your lashes are applied, that is the finished and completed look.